Operation Utopia has officially begun, and if there were just slight embers of civil war happening before this, then this plan has set the entire country on fire. This has been so intricately thought out and planned by Crocodile, it's actually insane. Every single detail has not been missed by him. He's planned everything to an absolute T, to the point where he's managed to manipulate the entire kingdom to try to protect itself by fighting. So he's got the rebel army fighting the king's army, and he has the entire country hating one man at the moment, essentially, and that is the king. All they want to do right now is protect Alabasta, and the reason they hate the king is because Bon Clay disguised himself as the king when he went missing, and he essentially attacked Nanohana, one of the cities in Alabasta, and the one that saw the fake rain, the fake powder happen, that incident. And he said in order to stop other countries attacking us and world governments getting involved, they would have to wipe off this city off the face of the planet, pretty much, disguised as the king. So now this city has been wiped out, it's been destroyed by the Baroque works under the disguise of the king. So the whole country believes that the king has turned against its people. And like I said, this whole thing was planned to a T by Crocodile, and it's actually insane, even to the point where when the Baroque works landed their ship on top of the city and completely destroyed it, it was an armory ship full of weapons, clearly designed for the rebel army to have even more firepower in order to fight back against the kingdom. Crocodile's entire plan is to make the country destroy itself from the inside out, and it's just so sadistic. We still don't even know the exact reason why Crocodile is doing this specifically to Alabasta. Obviously, he's a very twisted guy, and he's power hungry, and that's all he cares about is power and greed and whatever else he's trying to achieve. But we don't know why he's doing this specifically to Alabasta. There's obviously a deeper reason behind this, why he's trying so hard to make this country destroy itself. And there's got to be a reason he didn't just do it himself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Crocodile, if he wanted to, he could have just got his millions and his billions and his numbered members and himself just to destroy the country on his own. If he really wanted to, he probably could manage that. But because he wanted to save face and look like the good guy, he's done all of this sort of stuff, and he's making the country destroy itself while he still looks like the good person. So he's still protected by the government, and they still see him as a good person in a way, or whatever it is. But plunging the country into civil war was clearly always the plan, and seeing the little stories inside of Alabasta makes it even more heartbreaking, like with Koza, what's happening with him and his dad, and the fact that his dad trusted the king so much, and then this has happened, and it's like the ultimate confirmation from Koza that the king is a bad person. This whole time he's been going off this belief that sort of the king is doing something wrong, or he's not doing all he can to protect his country. But his dad has been confirming to him, you need to have faith in the king. Don't lose faith. Don't lose faith. That's what all these citizens have been saying and telling him, everybody not involved in the rebel army. And now all of a sudden, it's almost been confirmed in his eyes that the king is a terrible person. He's even worse than he thought, like a million times worse. And not even that, Koza got shot by, the fake army, Bon Clay's army. One of the a group of the millions, and looking like it was the king. And I imagine when Toto finds out about this, he'll be absolutely heartbroken. He'll be so angry, and the whole kingdom is now going to turn on itself to protect itself. And it's just so crazy. And the only people that know about this in the Alabasta kingdom is this little kid that happened to see Bon Clay turn from the king to himself, and the Straw Hats, and Crocodile and Vivi and stuff like that. But it's just a kid. Is anybody actually going to believe him? I don't really know. But, maybe that could be the thing that turns this around a little bit, that stops people just killing themselves in the name of their country over what the king has done, the fake king has done. The war inside of Alabasta has officially reached its boiling point. Crocodile's plan has worked absolutely perfectly, and I think Luffy is dying to punch this guy in the face. You can see at the end of the episode how angry he was, as well as Vivi, trying to crawl to Alabasta to try and tell everybody about what's happening, and she's just struggling. Like, obviously she can't do it, but she's so desperate at the moment. You can feel that desperation in her voice and everything like that, and it's just such a crazy situation at the moment. I don't know how this is going to get resolved, but I'm very excited to see what happens. And especially if Luffy manages to get out of that cell, I want to see him fight Crocodile, and I want to see this country manage to get back on its feet and learn about the truth and everything. But right now it seems hopeless. But I'm loving the chaos, though, I can't lie. But anyway, this was an awesome episode, and I'm excited to see what happens next, so let's do it.